Welcome to our daily Forex market analysis call, and this is for trading on July 24th, 2019. Just a quick disclaimer here before we get started. This is for educational purposes only. Trading is a risky business, so please be careful with your money. As usual, we'll start off by taking a look at our calendar here. So in terms of the news today, not a big day for news. We did have some US data here, which came in below expectation. Trade balance number here for New Zealand here came in above expectation. So this is a really good number here. And data for Australia here, this was worse than the previous time. So there's a decline. And so flash PMI numbers are worse than expected here. So we'll take a look at the charts to see if Australian dollar dropped as a result. But other than that, what did we see today? So today we did hear a comment that there was going to be, that US and China were talking and they were going to meet face to face for for the negotiations. So that was positive. And then we also had the big news here today was that UK has a new prime minister now, Boris Johnson. So he is in favor of Brexit. So we'll see how that plays out. But for now, British pound actually held stable. There wasn't a big change because I think it looks like the market was just expecting Boris Johnson to become the prime minister, and it doesn't look like he's really rocked the boat at this point. So that is holding steady. Now we do have ECB coming up tomorrow, and as a result of that, we saw euro drop quite a bit. We also have PMI numbers. Again, these numbers are very important because they're leading indicators from our data perspective for retail sales and GDP numbers down the road. So very, very important numbers. But we have, where's our ECB? It looks like that will be on Thursday here. Yeah, so ECB is on Thursday, but looks like ahead of that, we are seeing euro drop. Euro is dropping because looks like the market is really expecting the ECB to be dovish. And going into that, we are seeing the euro drop. So if euro is, or ECB is not as dovish as expected, we could see that uptick in euro, because going into it, we are seeing a lot of negativity or a down move in the euro. So again, more PMI numbers here. We do have PMI numbers for the US. At this point, even though some of the numbers have come in positive for the US, we still expect Fed to cut rates on July 31st. So that's pretty much a given at this point. Market is looking for a 1/4 point interest rate cut. If the cut is higher than that, we are likely to see the US dollar drop. But at this point, that's what looks like the market is pricing in. So these numbers, if they are negative, they will have a negative impact, but a big positive number is not really going to shake things up as much. So we have Reserve Bank of Australia Governor Lau speaking. If he has any comments that are dovish towards the economy in terms of economic growth, that could have negative impact on Australian dollar. So with euro dollar here, yesterday we were looking for price to drop. So we got that nice big drop. We are into our first profit target here. So bias still stays to the downside. This is bearish. And in terms of a pullback, we could get a pullback into 1170 number, but the bias stays to the downside, looking for price to drop further here. So we could get something like this. And then I'm looking for price to go into our support at 1.1120. So this is the move that I would anticipate here ahead of the ECB there. So bearish bias here, not really looking for price to break through the support here prior to ECB. Once the ECB statement comes out, then we could see a drop. But prior to that, I would just be looking at price to go into the support level. So bias is bearish. Target for today is 1.1120 for euro. Pound here, yesterday we were looking for a bearish to neutral here. So we got a bit of a drop. So bias is bearish. Today's candle is better than what we had yesterday. Yesterday we had pins on both sides. So it wasn't a strong candle here. But today, this is looking bearish, and I will look for price to drop further. So bias is to the downside here. In terms of a pullback, we could get a pullback into this 1.2460 level potentially. Could be a little bit higher all the way into 1.2475, but for now, I'm going to look for 1.2460 level here. Then looking for price to drop further. So bearish bias here, target will be 1.2380. Again, not looking for a ton of move here, just looking for it to come into the support. Now, again, we are into support at that level, so I would be careful looking for a move below that, because this is the support level coming all the way from December of 2018. So we just have to be careful here. Bias is to the downside. Now, for some reason, if price does break down, then we could see it go all the way into 1.2320. But for now, the first target is 1.2380, bearish bias for pound dollar as well. Aussie dollar yesterday, here we had a bearish pin bar, and we were looking for a drop. So we got that drop. We have a nice bearish candle close here. So bias is still to the downside. Now we have to be careful here. We are right into the support that we were at a little while ago here, just a few weeks ago, but this one comes all the way from April here. So we do need to see a break. Looking at Aussie dollar here, yesterday we had a nice pin bar set up, so we were looking for price to drop. We are right into our first profit target here. So today we have a nice bearish candle close as well. So again, looking for price to drop further into 0.6950 level. And so that's the target here. But do be mindful that we are right into support. So if price has trouble breaking this support, if it's not able to break the support, price could turn around. So just be careful with that. So for now, bias is bearish. Target is 0.6950. And below that, we are looking at 0.6920. So bearish bias for Aussie dollar. So for New Zealand dollar, bearish bias here. We had a nice bearish candle close. We had a nice drop from yesterday. Looking for price to drop further. We could get a pullback into 0.6720 level and then a drop, but the bias is bearish and looking for price to drop. Okay, so for dollar CAD here, this is bullish. So we were looking for price to go up. It went right into this support resistance level right here at 1.3165. And then we have seen a drop from there. So bias is bullish, but I would be careful. If the price is not able to break either 1.3150 or 1.3160, we could see a drop. So it could do one of these and then drop. So we have to be careful with this one. But bias is bullish at this point. Next target, the first target would be 1.3165 and second target is 1.3120. So bias is bullish, but we have to be cautious. Gold here, gold has not done anything. It has just stayed in this range, still staying in this range. Bias is neutral here. It is holding above the previous support resistance, as we can see. It's holding above that. Neutral bias here, what I would look for is potentially pullback into silver here, not gold. So with the silver here, it's holding above the previous resistance, turning into support. So I would look for a move down into 16.16. If it holds above, then we are looking for that move higher. However, we have had this fairly inefficient move to the upside. If it breaks the support here, then we could see price come down. I wouldn't expect it to come down all the way tomorrow, but it does open this entire move to the upside. So for now, bias is neutral, target is 16.16. Looking at gold here, bias is bearish. Yesterday we were looking for a drop and we got that into 1414. Next target here is 1400, back into the support. So bias is bearish, and should price continue After that, we're looking for 1386 here. So this is the move I'm looking for. Bias is bearish. First target 1400, second target 1386. Okay, oil here. Oil's looking bullish, and this is why Canadian dollar has, CAD yen actually went up. Canadian dollar was strong. So bullish bias here for oil. Yesterday, we were neutral. Today, we have seen a price has gone higher. So we had a higher low and a higher high. So bullish bias here in terms of a pullback. We could get a pullback slightly lower here into 56.60-ish level, and then a further move to the upside here. So this is looking bullish. Target is 58.50. So oil is bullish. Copper here, yesterday we were looking for a drop. We got that. Bias is still bearish here. First target would be 2.64, and then we are looking at 2.62. So bias is bearish for copper. Bitcoin here, yesterday we were looking for a drop. We got that, and bias is still bearish here. Looking for it to drop further, 94.50 is the first target, and then, 94.50, yes, 94.50 is the first target, and 9,050 is the second target. So bearish bias here for Bitcoin as well. S&P 500, yesterday we were looking for a move up. We have that. It is still bullish here, especially with the US and China holding talks again. That is positive for the equity markets. So looking for price to go up higher again. Now looking for it to go into this 30-20 target. So yesterday we were looking for 3,000. We are there. Now be careful though. This is where price had turned previously. If price is not able to go through this 3,000 level, chances are we could see it drop here. So we have to be careful at the current price point, because if it doesn't go through, it can drop. For now though, bias is bullish because we have a nice bullish close here. So looking for price to go up further, and then we could see it come into trouble right into the high. But for now, bias is bullish. Target is 30.20 for S&P 500. NASDAQ here, this is looking, this one is neutral. So we do have a bullish candle here, but there's a pin on top, and that could cause a problem. So I would look for price to go and test the high at 79.85. And if it doesn't go through, then we are looking for price to drop back down. So with this one, I would be careful because the pin here shows rejection. So there may be orders sitting here, and if price goes into the high, we could get a drop. Watch out for that. Bias is bullish for the time being. Target is 79.85. DAX here, a big move to the upside. It was able to break above this 12,300 level, 320 level here. So we have a big bullish candle here. So bias is bullish, especially with ECB. If they give or put more liquidity into the market, that will be good for the markets, equity markets, bad for the currency, so bad for the euro. So here bias is bullish. I will look for price to continue all the way into the top here at 12,650. So bullish bias for DAX. FTSE here, this one also moved up. Yesterday we had an indecision candle. Today we have seen the move up, but it is still into that resistance level. Hasn't quite gone all the way into the high, but bias is bullish. So I would look for price to go all the way into the high at 76.20, and then potentially a move to the downside. So for now, bullish bias, target is 76.20 level here. But if it doesn't break the high here, this is the range that it's been trading in for over 2 weeks here. So if it doesn't break 75.90 level, chances are it could just turn from there. So if it doesn't break today's high, chances are it could drop. But bias is bullish and target is 76.20. Last one here, Nikkei looking very, very bullish. Bank of Japan actually hinted that, or they came out and said that they are considering they're considering bullish, they're considering easing the monetary policy. That is very bullish for the markets. So bullish bias here. Next target is 21,850. And if it continues on, then we're looking at 22,000. So bias is bullish for Nikkei. All right, any questions before we wrap it up here? Right, no questions, so we'll wrap it up. Have a great trading day, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.